I get this question all the time. Why do we live in separate houses? Well, technically, we do not live in separate houses, but we do, in fact, have two homes. Let me tell you why. For those of you who don't know, Cody and I were in a long distance relationship. I was in Mississippi. Cody was in Alabama. After about a year and a half, I decided to relocate to Alabama. Ideally, we would have moved into the house that Cody already had. I love this house so much. And let's just be real. Who wanted to voluntarily pay rent or mortgage? Not I. There are several reasons why we decided to get a place outside of the house that Cody already has. One being that this house was his grandmother's and it's on the smaller side. We have a family of 5. And I believe in children being comfortable as well as adults. And unfortunately, with the size of this house, it was just not going to allow that. Another being that I am very big on my children going to a decent school. It doesn't have to be the best, but it has to be decent. And where Cody is at, the schools are not the best. And I would never jeopardize my kids' happiness or them being uncomfortable for my own selfish needs or desires. Because if they're not happy, mama's not happy. Which is where Cody and I both agreed to. And lastly, for those of y'all that don't know, I currently work from home. I'm also currently in grad school, which requires stable internet connection. And if you know, you know, in some rural areas, it's very hard to find like reliable, decent internet. And unfortunately, Cody's area happens to be one. But thankfully, here recently, we did find a workaround with the internet issue. But along with the other factors, it just wasn't going to work for our family. With that being said, yes, we do have 2 homes. This home is usually used for Cody when he has to work closer to this area, which usually he does. He works more North Alabama, whereas we're more South Alabama. I don't like the idea of him having to drive 2 hours to work and 2 hours back. It just doesn't make sense. It's more convenient for him to just stay at the house where he's closest to work. And also, Cody is not a morning person, y'all. It takes about 8 alarms plus myself dragging him out the bed for him to get up in the mornings. Imagine him having to get up 2.5 hours early. It's just not going to work. And although our dynamic may not make sense to some, we love it. It also allows us to have like a little getaway spot. And that undivided quality time with just one another is very important in a relationship. Though I don't get to spend as much time here as I do the other place, this is still considered home, y'all. And we cannot neglect home. So I do try to do a deep clean at least once a month. And because the kids are out of school today, I did come over on the weekend, spent some quality time with hubby, and got some cleaning done.